segments of new GE modules introductions. My name is Mok Yan. I'm the Associate Director of Center for Teaching and Learning. Today we are so happy to invite Sue here to introduce the new modules, leaderships and sustainability to us. So Sue, can you help us briefly introduce this course?
Sure. So this course is, although new here, I've taught it 7 years ago in another university. The main thrust of it is to bring a heightened awareness to our students towards a very dynamic and changing environment, whether it's talking about natural environment, work environment, and living environment, which are all linked to a number of issues we face globally, including climate change and also a very dynamic and changing global work situation, and also bringing to their own very personal life whether we could have a work-life balance. So all these will be linked from a macro environment perspective, but also learning about how corporates are tackling all these sustainability issues. And in fact, it is linked very much to the 17 Sustainability Development Goals set up by the United Nations a few years ago. And at the same time, they would learn about how sustainability reporting is done, and they will actually evaluate them, and they will learn about basic concepts like common pool of resources. And at the same time, they would I want them to learn about how to have systematic thinking to solve solutions. So they will encounter, if they haven't done so, thinking skills like system thinking, design thinking, and they will work together in teams in providing solutions for different issues such as waste reduction or promoting equality amongst our community. So it is a very interesting, interactive course that they will learn through not just absorbing knowledge, but through experiential learning as well as action learning.
Thank you. I think we all talk about COVID-19 today. So we can see that the leaderships from different countries to a great extent determines how well the country or the government deal with such pandemic. So how would you say these new modules throw a new light in helping us to understand this COVID-19?
Right. So in fact, these days all the management scientists are trying to write about and also research on not exactly COVID-19, because it takes a medical scientist to be able to do that. But management scientists are trying to write about how teams work together in tackling uncertainty. So COVID-19 obviously hit the whole world as a kind of shock and uncertain incident. But this is also the best timing to challenge people to think about how people as small teams could actually unleash their potential in terms of bringing all the different expertise together in order to tackle uncertain issues, whether it's COVID-19 with new work model, the new way of working, the new way of living, as well as also trying to bring people's awareness towards what should be done and what not should be done. And all these actually require unprecedented pathways as well as way of doing things. So we require a new way of providing solutions. So these have been talked about, small teams which are bottom-up kind of leadership process would be very useful. So that is what I want to bring into this module, so that students will be aware that not only people in the top could be solution provider, could be change agents, but they actually themselves could also be part of the problem solving and providing possible solutions. So some of the aspects would be, for example, in Hong Kong, we know that we need to reduce waste, and we are actually facing this as a very critical issue. However, our recycling system in Hong Kong is not, although it seems like established, but it's actually kind of broken. So it takes all of us to be persistent as well as systematic, whether it's from home or our residence environment, to be able to do it properly. So some of these issues I will be challenging students to think about, so that I want them to feel that they could be part of the change agent to provide solutions.
I see. That's very interesting. This module is over by the Department of Management. So would you say that if a student from non-business school or without foundation knowledge of management, would they find it difficult to understand the content of this course?
No, not at all. Students would find that they would enjoy a lot of the learning because a lot of it is talking about our world in general, but at the same time they are relevant in terms of understanding the world from a macro perspective, whether it's talking about climate change, also equality in terms of workplace environment and diversity, and also some of the work systems, whether how we could actually uphold ethical work systems. So these are very general concepts, but they are very important. So we do not find that it got to be confined to management students. In fact, when they are in action to do their planning and possible solutions providing for different issues in our neighborhood, they might find that people or students from different backgrounds, whether it's journalism or decision science and also management, will enjoy the diverse way of thinking, bringing into small teams, so that they could unleash their potential. That's the most important part in terms of the whole experience of this course. So the more diverse the students are, the more students hopefully would enjoy that kind of creative thinking and as well as problem-solving process.
Yes, thank you. So that's the spirit of general education.
Exactly.
We let students from different disciplines join the course, and then they can share their opinions and knowledge from their own discipline. So the last questions about something, the biggest concern of our students, workload. So would you say that this module is a very demanding module?
It is demanding in terms of students thinking about our world. But the good news is that there will be no exams.
Wow, cool.
So students will find that they will be challenged to think a lot of the time, and therefore they will be engaged in doing group project as a major thrust of assignment, and imagine that they are change agents and think of an issue that they are keen, whether it's to promote equality and diversity in a workplace, or talking about finding ways to reduce waste, or for example on our campus. So they will have to come up with a plan and also possibly some actions in order to implement this sustainability plan. And so that would take out a very important part of the assignment, and also they will be asked to do some self-reflection in terms of what they think about solving the different SDGs that we've mentioned about the Sustainability Development Goals, and as a potential change agents in the future, whether they are working for corporates or whether they could be housewives or whether they would be volunteer workers. Do they think that as any individual in our community, they could take charge and take the lead in different ways, small ways to big ways, in changing our world and making it a better place to live in. So they would definitely, I hope that find that this kind of assignment would be much more lively, and also allowing them to think big as well as integrating them into small roles. And so that's mainly what the assignments would be about.
Got it. So thank you again for Sue introducing these very interesting modules to us. These modules, leaderships and sustainability, will be offered in the coming semester. So don't miss it. Okay,
Thank you.